I am a sharpshooter with near-perfect accuracy, but during the qualification assessment, I deliberately missed the bullseye. In the physical test that followed, I lifted the barbell only twice and pretended to be completely exhausted. Even during a simple reverse parking test, I intentionally bumped into a cardboard box before stopping. Through precise control of my performance, I managed to score exactly 70 points, the passing mark, and successfully qualified as a cash-in-transit driver. I didn't take this job for the money. I only wanted to use this position to find my enemy. On my very first day at work, we ran into robbers. They had their eyes on the $2.5 million we were transporting. Very quickly, they kidnapped our team leader and threatened us, saying that as long as we cooperated, no one would get hurt. They ordered us to throw all the cash into the pickup truck behind us. The colleague driving the vehicle panicked and was about to slam the accelerator to break through the blockade, but I first surveyed the surroundings calmly. Then I confidently walked to the rear of the truck and opened the door. Following the robbers' instructions, I began tossing bags of cash into their pickup. Soon I deliberately dropped one bag onto the ground. As expected, this angered the robbers. Just as they were about to get out to pick it up, they had no idea this was part of my plan. I revealed my true abilities. With my gun in hand, I opened fire. Every shot struck a fatal point. There were no unnecessary movements. Two of the robbers tried to fight back and ambush me, but they were no match. I swiftly delivered fatal shots, then I went on the offensive. Seeing the determination in my approach, one of them panicked. Realizing he was at a disadvantage, he immediately tried to flee, but he couldn't outrun my thirst for revenge. It didn't take long before I shot him down. After dealing with the kidnappers, I calmly walked away, leaving my teammates frozen in disbelief. Back at the scene, I immediately removed the robbers' masks. To my disappointment, none of them were the person I was looking for. 5 months earlier, I had stopped by the roadside to buy breakfast for my son. I never expected that he would encounter robbers. Several of them, disguised as workers, surrounded an armored truck. After violently cutting open the door, they threw a flashbang inside. The cash escorts couldn't endure it and stepped out, only to be immediately controlled by the criminals. At that moment, an older police officer quietly drew his handgun. While the robbers were moving the money bags, he ignored his teammates' warnings and insisted on confronting them. But these criminals were former Special Forces soldiers. One robber had his mask pulled off in the struggle. Furious and exposed, he made it clear that anyone who had seen his face could not be allowed to live. After killing two of the escorts, the robber suddenly noticed my son in the car across the street, who had witnessed everything. Terrified, my son called me, but before I could answer, he was dragged out of the car by the robber. I happened to arrive just then, only to watch helplessly as my son was killed. I ran forward desperately, but was shot several times and fell to the ground. All I could do was stare at them as they escaped with $10 million. Perhaps by God's mercy, I survived. So, to avenge my son's murder, I went to great lengths to pass the assessment and secure a job transporting cash, hoping I would one day cross paths with the robbers again. What I never expected was that the insider who had leaked the transport route, that it was actually the police captain himself.